Over 1,000 athletes are competing for a place in next year's Olympics in this 4-yearly mega World Championship of Sailing. 14 world champions will be crowned in Holland, 10 in the fast and foiling Olympic classes, plus 4 in the para-sailing event. Let's head over to Brassemeermeer for the final action in those dynamic para boats. Today we're in for a treat with the final race 10 in the women's and men's non-technical classes, plus the open one-person technical class. They may look like model boats, but they're superb to sail, as our para reporter Lily Zhu found out.
This boat is one of the best sailing boats you can get. It's easy to sail, but it's really hard to be on the top 5% of the fleet. It's so technical. I can change everything while sailing.
What should I need to know before I actually set sail on the water?
You see there are lots of ropes. I have all the cleats here because this is the center of control. So you have these foot pedals in the front.
Yeah.
The boat will not sink, will not capsize. Worst thing which can happen is that you're getting wet.
Oh, that's very wet. I may need to get a few more practice to get used to the feeling of steering by my feet. Yeah, it's quite a nice feeling, and then it's not that physical. So anybody, whatever your gender, your size, your height, or your ability, we can all give it a try on the 2.4.
The story in the open one-person technical class is simple. Heiko Krüger from Germany has smashed it to take the world title at the end of race 9.
Very, very happy because more than 20 years ago that I did the same, winning the Open Worlds and right after the Para Worlds.
In race 9, Krüger clashed sails with his nearest rival Davide De Maria from Italy, but neither protested, so as the German crossed the finish line in first, his 7th win of the championship, he'd done enough to win his 10th World Championship title, a remarkable feat. Krüger has decided not to compete in the final race 10 to leave a clean field for the silver and bronze medal battle.
I think it's better to let them go, fight for the second, third and so on, and not interfere in in this competition.
Italians Davide De Maria and Antonio Squizzato are in contention.
Here are the points going into the final race 10. Di Maria set for silver, Squizzato looks good to claim bronze, and Krüger is untouchable to win gold.
There's pressure on me, so I had to deliver something, and I'm very happy that it worked so well for me.
The strategy of the final race is the same strategy of the other races, to have fun, to enjoy everything.
I want only to do a good race. I try to win the race.
The start line is there, lying in wait for our 2.4 meters, and they are all now approaching that line on starboard tack. Everybody reaching down. It's got about half a length left to run, and on the gun goes the best start down at the pin, using that space absolutely superbly. Very strong start down at the pin end there, and already we are into some open space for silver medalist here, Davide De Maria from Italy. Judged that distance perfectly.
Great start at the pin end, but I think there's a slight starboard advantage, and right in the middle of the line was his compatriot Antonio Squizzato, who also made gains there.
First time at the top of the course, and it is the two Italians, the first to round. Antonio Squizzato, the world #1, followed by fellow countryman Davide De Maria. And the two Italian boats making strong work at the left-hand side of the course, upwind and finding all the breeze. Out on the far side, still coming in with the Czech Republic, Peter Visser. And now we have In that left middle, the Italian 112 Antonio Squisito tacking over, deciding he has opened up that gauge more than enough. Now needs to come across, and this is going to be an important cross.
You can see Antonio's clear ahead on the check, so he's just making sure that he puts himself in the right position. He needs to be between the mark and his nearest competitor, and he's playing the chess game on the water.
Yeah, he came back in from that left-hand side at the right time, and there you can see just how much he doesn't enjoy the risky nature of this venue. He has tacked straight back over to lock down any advantage that Peter Visser might be finding here. So a little bit of a drag race back to the left-hand side. So it's still the two Italians in the top three, but being split at the moment by Daniel Bina from the Czech Republic. Antonio Squisito from Italy stows the pole round the bottom of the course, that left-hand turn, and look at the gap between him now and second and third. The question will be who is going to round the bottom gate in second place. Daniel Bina, dark sails. David de Mera with the white mainsail. Both lining up now for the right-hand turn, and it's the Italian goes round first. Italy pushing away. Italy first and Italy second as well. David de Mera, the world number 28. The finish line up ahead. Antonio Squisito, the world number one, not the world champion here, but going out in style with that final race on the waters here, beating the world champion. It will be an Italian 1 and 2. Second place in the final race for David de Mera from Italy. And it's a little bit closer here between third and fourth. It will go the way of the world number 8, Daniel Bina from the Czech Republic. And then rounding off that lap of honour, Heiko Kruger from Germany. 10 World Championship wins.
What a week it's been for Heiko Kruger. He may not have won today, but he has dominated the week.
Heiko Kruger from Germany, the world champion, 10 titles to his name. And then David de Mera and Antonio Squisito from Italy taking second and third.
It's always great to win the World Championships, and I think it's mostly very important for parasailing and the sport, so that we are here, that we can present our sailing. We have lots of camera coverage and lots of PR, and that's good for parasailing and helps people to think about why not sailing.
If there's one more dream or goal that you wish you could realize in the coming years, what would that be?
It would be that we're back in the Paralympics or Olympics. Why not?
The open two-person technical class is raced on a new design called the RS Venture Connect. It's fun racing and it's pretty pacey.
I'm on the RS Venture Connect with ice sailing Dan Jesper, and you taught me quite a few tips of how to sail this boat.
It's a scaled down version of a keel boat that has all the controls that you'd expect and the handling characteristics. A boat that gets wet, a boat that really excites all the senses. So the side-by-side seating, we find from an RS point of view, having designed the boat, the crew communication is much clearer.
Yeah.
Now I can look up and tell you, you can then look down there and call the tactics. So I can now see the boats that are coming in above us, and you can see everything down below.
And I feel it's really friendly to sit side by side. For this boat, it can be sailed by abled or disabled, and it's just creates a lot of fun. Sailing with somebody else, with your friend or with your family, it creates an extra bit of fun for sure.
French duo Ange Margeron and Olivier Ducroux knew that when they crossed the finish line of race 9 of 10, they'd done just enough to take the world title.
It was just like in a dream. And Ange is, for me, one of the best sailors I know. I think we are going to cry in a moment.
This is a high-quality fleet of 16 pairs racing on the RS Venture Connect dinghy. A clever design which allows the widest range of physical abilities to compete on a level playing field. With 8 boats supplied to the sailors, the 16 teams have been racing in 2 fleets, changing boats and fleet each day to make their overall results even. Canadians John McRoberts and Scott Lutz set out as strong contenders.
Well, I'm a quadriplegic, so my hand function is very limited, so I can't really pull strings very well, so I'm always the driver. And the 2-person format allows me to have a crew to do the lines and for me to do my thing.
While Vasilios Christoforou and Theodoros Alexis from Greece had a string of top 3s to vie for podium glory.
Nice conditions, tricky weather, tricky wind.
The race is third place is the first race, and the second race is the second
place. But we have fun. It's okay. It's nice to be in the water and safe.
It's amazing to see all the chairs and all the limbs and canes and everything left on the dock and everybody out doing their thing. We've been talking and waiting for this moment for a long time, and it's finally here.
The points amalgamation of the 2 races today decide silver and bronze podium positions.
Reis and Ribeiro from Portugal discarded their 8th place in race 10, which was enough for silver, with Canadians McRoberts and Lutz taking bronze. We'll be back with racing from the women's and men's 1-person non-technical class. Don't go far. Welcome back to the Allianz Sailing World Championships. The women's 1-person non-technical class has provided the closest battling on Brasimir Mir. Here's a quick insight into this simple yet fun design.
I think Hansa 303 is the simplest boat that I've ever seen, that I've ever sailed. With 2 sheets, you can sail all around. But obviously, if everyone wants to sail the boat really well, we need to practice more time on the boat. All the parts are very simple, and then because it's still sailing with the joystick, I can still steer with my hand. And the other beauty about this boat is you won't capsize because there's a really heavy, sort of like a tube. So whatever your ability in terms of your body or your sailing skills, you can all have some fun time on the Hansa 303. Yeah, I couldn't help loving it, and I'm really tempted to try out different colors.
"11 women have been competing in the colourful Hansa 303 dinghies, with races lasting around 30 minutes. Olga Gornas-Grudzian from Poland topped the leaderboard after race 3, but otherwise American Betsy Allison has outsailed Gornas-Grudzian with 6 wins out of 9 races so far.
To be honest, doing a little match racing was fun for me because I haven't done it in so long, so I just look forward to tomorrow going out, having a good race and paying attention to where she is. And I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to match race her at the start. I'm just going to sail as best I can. We'll see.
I need to have the better start and will be good.
Gornas-Grudzian is only 1 point or race place behind Allison going into the final race 10, so expect friction and flames between the 2.
What about the course for this final race? Shirley, talk us through it.
Well, the course for this final race of the Hansas is pretty straightforward. Crossing the start, the boats will fight it out upwind to the first turning mark before heading downwind towards the gate. And at the gate, they can pass by either of the marks as long as they go between them. Today, the Hansas will do 2 laps before crossing the finish line for the final time.
We're into our final few seconds to go here for the start as our hopeful World Championships boats push themselves across that line to try and get themselves through into that advantage on that first upwind leg. Everybody holding off on that starboard tack right now, trying to find their way. But you can see here, Shirley, it's not quite the power that we saw with the 2.4s.
These boats are not so refined. You'll see thousands of them You know, all around the world in sailing schools, it's not as refined as the 2.4. So once you get a bit of pace, you really have to look after it. Betsy here in the pink boat, just moving forward.
That's a very strong start there from Elizabeth Betsy Allison. Pushing out to the left, and as I say that, now tacking over. Now choosing that moment to make her way back through. There's breeze coming down the middle of the course right now, and it is splitting the two key boats right now. We have got Poland, blue sails all the way out on the other side. That is Olga Grunzin from Poland, world #1, and that is the battle for the World Championship title. Right now, Poland coming in with the right of way, coming in on starboard, but it does look like the pink sail of Elizabeth Betsy Allison looking strong here. She's just got a little bit of a puff. She's pointing a little bit higher. This all happened in the last 45 seconds. And in fact, there's actually a question as to whether Poland is going to make it to that windward mark without needing to do an extra tack. She is right on the limit there. And the last thing you want right there when you are trying desperately to get up to the windward mark is the boat ahead of you tacking and taking your breeze. It's not going to be too long-lived. First time at the top of the course, United States going round to the World Championship title. One finger on the trophy. Elizabeth Betsy Allison now on that downwind and just shooting that first mark, managing to make it round without having to do those damaging two tacks. It is the world #1 and current world champion, Olga Grunzin from Poland. And the lead with the United States and stretching a little bit there. Elizabeth Betsy Allison now onto that downwind run. Downwind's going to be happening here very quickly. We are already halfway through. But now, down at the bottom of the course, United States round first at the bottom gate for the first time. Elizabeth Betsy Allison safely round and smoothly onto the next upwind, starting lap 2 behind, second and third, splitting and offering up different tactics to the next upwind. Number 4, the blue sails. That is Poland, the world #1, the current world champion, Olga Grunzin.
Olga has a lot to do. She not only has to beat Betsy, but she has to get one boat in between to take the overall gold medal. And, you know, the pair of them are so far in advance in terms of skill level. That's a tough ask.
First and second opening up a big gap at the moment between third place. It is the Italian sailor in third, Vali Galdi from Italy, down to the finish line now ahead, and Elizabeth Betsy Allison from the United States is in the lead, but she has lost a little bit of ground here. Chasing her hard, Poland, world #1, Olga Grunzin, pushing, trying to find a little bit. It's going to be too little, too late here.
Betsy looks like she's holding her breath until she gets across that line.
And it came down to that final race at Brassemer, but the United States and Elizabeth Betsy Allison is world champion in the Hansa 303. Where are the medals going to be lying? Well, of course, that top spot is with the United States. Betsy Allison has done it as a coach. She has done it in other classes. Now she does it in the Hansa 303. Poland take the silver, and then Australia. Alison Weatherly of Australia taking that bronze medal on 34 points. That final race really making so much difference on the overall scores.
How happy are you now, Betsy?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy that the regatta ended well for me. I was happy to have great competition sailing against Olga, especially in this last race. She's a tough competitor and super fast downwind. So being able to hold her off around the race course, I think, was a really positive thing for me. I have to say I was pretty calm going into today. I knew that I had tools to be able to use should I need them, the match racing skills and whatnot, if I needed to pull them out of the bag. But thank goodness I didn't have to do that. And I was pretty relaxed. I was just looking for where I wanted to be, and you know, the game sort of played out that way. So I'm really pleased. It's 9 months ago, I wouldn't have known that I was going to be able to be here. And so here I am competing at a high level again, and against some great competitors in a really beautiful spot. This is a really nice lake. So yeah, I'm thrilled.
Takumi Niwa from Japan hit the top of the leaderboard after race 3 in the men's one-person non-technical class. Also sailed in the deceptively simple one-design Hansa 303 dinghies. But Poland's Piotr Cichocki put in more consistent first and second place finishes to lead by enough points to win the world title outright at the end of race 9.
I'm very happy this racing. It's this regatta. It's super wind, super weather. Everything is super. It's me. It's super.
Niwa looks solid for silver in race 10. So João Pinto from Portugal and Jens Kroker from Germany are contending the bronze medal position.
Points going into race 10 mean gold is Cichocki's and silver is Niwa's from Japan. But Pinto, Kroker and Brill will have to fight for bronze. Now we're going to see a tight battle to get the best start there.
And the fleet make their way down as the gun fires down towards the pin, but the best start being with GBR, and it looks set to be Rory McKenna coming off very well from that far side.
I was holding my breath for the young British sailor, 21-year-old Rory from Scotland. Goodness, he wanted to go out on flying form. What a start he had. And we can see sort of the breeze puffing in from that right-hand side with this beautiful aerial from the drone. It does look right-hand dominant, this course.
Cichocki from Poland, tacking ahead of Japan, Germany as well. Portugal also just coming in from the right-hand side. Just following the Portuguese sailor, the world number 17, João Pinto.
The battle for bronze are with these two boats that we see on the left-hand side of the course, Portugal and Germany. They are fighting to be on the podium.
Number 8, Poland, Cichocki, tacking. Looking good for rounding in first place. There's the mark. Doing so well to break free of that left-hand side, finding the right opportunity to go through. Poland leading at the top of the course, but only by half a metre. And rounding right behind is Portugal, ready to attack. Oh, it's very difficult to find a way through. One boat coming downwind on starboard, one boat coming upwind on port. And here we have Portugal, bow number 1, the world number 17, João Pinto, managing to find not just a way past, but a way out and clear. Looks to have a little bit of distance there. On board at the moment with Poland, out to the right-hand side of the course. That's why you keep seeing Cichocki's head turning to that left-hand side. That's where all the action is. That's where the attack is going to come from. But Portugal is in the lead at the moment, still needing to close down as Poland tacks over, now come together on starboard. And perhaps that tack for Cichocki will be the tack that on starboard will give him the lead back, certainly on the tracker at the moment. But while all the defence and attack was going on the right-hand side, this sailor was managing to find a way in from the left. Poland coming in from the right-hand side now. This is going to be a really crucial cross. And Poland has decided to tack through. I don't think that call on starboard was going to be there. So there is a lead change of not just 1, but 2 positions here. At the top of the course for the second time, the lead is now with Great Britain, the world number 3, Rory McKenna, starting that final downwind leg in the lead, and it all being played out in those final few boat lengths. Absolutely pinpoint precision on that ley line, and GBR leading the fleet down. The world number 1 in the yellow boat, Poland, Cichocki, attacking to windward with the best of the breeze. He knows that he's got the position. It's going to essentially be a matter of time. Now Cichocki rolling over the top. The lead has changed once again, and it is back with Poland. Cichocki now turns a metre advantage into 2. Broken clear ahead. And Cichocki, the world number 1, overtaking Great Britain just before the line. And a great way to wrap up this World Championship.
It's an impressive performance today, as it has been in every race this week.
While number 8, the world number 1, Piotr Cichocki, was already celebrating, this is confirmation of the positions for everybody else. Japan, silver medal, that was a certainty, but for Portugal, João Pinto, he gets the bronze. Germany's Jens Crocker finishes in 4th place.
I'm very, very happy. It's my next day today. It's very, very happy.
Congratulations to the 4 new world champions at the Allianz Sailing Worlds. And do tune in tomorrow for the gold medal races raced off The Hague, starting with the Olympic mixed multi-hull and mixed dinghy. It promises to be great action.